If you want to look back to the Declaration and the Founders' Constitution and tell a story about an American identity that was born then and has endured through the years, you can do it. But it's not a very happy story. If you're looking for a continuous theme in American history, the theme is really putting unity ahead of justice, putting unity ahead of equality. This is a story about the shadow of slavery hanging over the nation. It's what I call the darker story of America. So this story also starts with the Declaration, which brings together the free states and the slave states. America is going to fight for freedom as one, and we have to do that. We have to do that to achieve independence, because the states acting separately cannot defeat the British. This is the most powerful empire in the world. But it means free states and slave states must join together, and that means that the Declaration is not going to say much about slavery. So Jefferson's first draft does say something. It says two things. First, it blames King George for the existence of slavery in America. Jefferson did think slavery should never have come to America. And then it also blames King George for inciting slave rebellions. Jefferson thought slaves can't be freed. They would be dangerous. The final draft takes out the attack on slavery itself, but leaves in the complaint that King George is encouraging slaves to rebel. So, even if the Declaration announces principles that are inconsistent with slavery, I've said I don't think it does, it very deliberately does not criticize the practice, right? You can see it, it's in there, it gets taken out. So accepting slavery is the price of independence. It's also the price of union. After the Revolution, we get the Articles of Confederation. Those are basically a treaty among independent states. The people who draft the Articles of Confederation remember the tyranny of the British. They set out to create a central government that is too weak to become a tyrant. And they succeed in that. They succeed brilliantly. But of course, the central government that they create is also too weak to govern effectively. It can't keep the states in line. So a new government is needed. That's what the Founders' Constitution gives us. But once again, we have to get everyone on board. We have to get the free states and the slave states together. Because if we can't get one single dominant nation on the North American landmass, the European powers may pick off the isolated states one by one. France, Spain, England. They'll come in and dismember the United States. So the Founders' Constitution accepts slavery. It protects it in the ways that I mentioned before. It rewards slave states with extra power in the federal government.